I just had this happen when I was working with a person last week, and she had two very large dogs, and she had gotten a cat from a different shelter, and she took the cat home, and she wasn't really sure of how to do the mix and so on and so forth. And her two very large dogs obviously were very excited that there was a cat in the household, and right from the get-go started to chase this cat. Well, after a couple of weeks, you know, this cat stopped using the litter box on a regular basis and was just so stressed that she ended up having to take the cat back.
Right, because the cat never knew when it was going to be ambushed by the dogs. And, and what we may see as our dog playing, the cat does not interpret it that way. And again, that pack structure is so important because the dog is told, more or less learning, that it can get away with that behavior. And would you let your dog chase your toddler?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people need to think about it that way, in the sense that, you know, there's that old saying that says that cats rule, dogs drool. And to some extent, that is very true. You do want your cat in a higher position than your dog. Because again, safety issues and also from behavioral issues.
Right. I think what we're looking for is a peaceful coexistence.
Sure, bet.
You know, and that needs to be, it's something that can be achieved, and it's something that can be maintained by every once in a while working on that and rewarding the dog for being calm and good around the cat, and also rewarding your cat for being good around the dog. So let's mix another dog with another cat.
Okay. What we're doing then is we're bringing a new dog in, and this dog, as far as we know, has never been around a cat. This is Buddy. Buddy's a 9-year-old lab mix. Hi, handsome. So he's never been in this environment before, so he's checking things out. That's how dogs seek out their new environment, as they smell. Ooh.
Oh, not easy. Good boy.
Oh, what a handsome fella.
What's over here?
Now, he hasn't seen the cat yet. Oh, and now he has, and he turned and he looked away. Good dog. That was an excellent, excellent way to greet a cat. He walked up, he gave the gave the cat eye contact, and then very brief, and just body language barely changed, and he was like, no big deal. So that was really just a really nice reaction.
I'm going to walk him back over. Buddy. You can see he's totally ignoring the cat.
Right.
That can mean that he's been around cats. He's respectful of cats. He knows that he might get swatted.
Now what we're going to do next is we're actually going to take, do we have two buddies here?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to take the
Buddy
cat
the dog and Buddy the cat.
We're going to take the cat buddy and we're going to put him on a lower level so that he's more at an equal with the dog. And things may change at that point.
Can you sit?
Buddy the dog might get a little bit more excited, and Buddy the cat might as well. So, but what we're doing, so you guys know, is that we're allowing Buddy the cat to have some kind of protection as far as if he needs to, he can get up or get away. And so...
and I think it's important too, Joni, to remind our viewers that your dog should be on a leash.
Right, absolutely.
Your dog needs to be on a leash so that if something very negative starts to happen, you are in control. I'm letting Buddy have a light leash, but yet if he would lunge or snarl or snap at the cat, hopefully I would be quick enough, you know, to pull him off.
Just like that. Now what happened actually was Buddy the dog was not even aware that Buddy the cat was on the chair, and then of course it was just a little too close for comfort for the cat. And so, and that's a pretty typical reaction. In other words, the cat pawed out and didn't use claws, by the way, just so you know.
He just whacked
he
with
whacked
his
him
paws
a couple times with his head, and then you know, Buddy just kind of barked as kind of an alarm bark. Okay.
But you can see he really has no interest in the cat at all.
None at all.
Now, if he was...
Now, now tighten up. Now, that's an intense stare right there.
Buddy. Good boy.
Good, excellent.
Good boy. And that intense stare means
He's pretty focused. He was, at that point in time, he was pretty focused on the cat. But Cheryl was able to redirect him almost immediately.
With a treat or with a toy.
Right.
Or
now, unfortunately, that was not a nice or a good first meeting. It was one of those things where I had wished that Buddy the dog had been a little bit more aware that the cat was there. We have, what I would say right now at this point is, now what I would do is I would be correcting, as soon as that dog looked at Buddy the cat, I would correct that with a pop and say, leave it. And as soon as the dog looked away, as soon as the dog looked away, then you reinforce that, okay? So what's happening here is that pecking order, that hierarchy, like Cheryl talked about. Cheryl is top, cat is second, Buddy is last, okay? So she's controlling the situation, okay? Now, honestly, at this point, guys, just what I would do is break it. It would be over. We'd try again.
Right, because right now, to continue, everybody's overstimulated.
Right.
The cat is probably getting a little anxious. The dog is aroused. And I, as the owner, may also be a little nervous.
Yeah, a little tense, a little nervous.
And my tension is going right down the leash to Buddy. Does that mean that I should drop the leash? No. It means that it's time to end the session. If you're introducing your cat, that's the time to put your new kitty back in his safe room, and or maybe go outside and play a game with your dog, but interrupt the introduction. Stop on a positive.
Stop at a positive. Okay, and now we're going to bring in Banjo, and Banjo is a beagle, so nose to the ground. That's our Banjo. Banjo, we already know. Hi, sweetheart. Banjo, that was a nice greeting. Banjo, we already know, likes kitties. Oh, see how nice that approach was? Oh, that was nice.
Good boy.
And that was perfectly appropriate for Buddy to do, because Banjo was actually in Buddy's space, you know. But did a real nice soft approach, just like we saw. So, did you also notice a difference in reactions between Banjo getting swatted and Buddy, the other dog, getting swatted? So.
His reaction, Buddy's, the dog's reaction, was to bark and be defensive, and Banjo just kind of backed off.
So what I'm going to do now is, because we're in a controlled environment here, I'm going to actually take Buddy the kitty and put him on the floor.
Okay.
And Cheryl, you just want to watch your approach.
Okay, you ready?
Bring him over, Cheryl. Or her.
Banjo.
There we go. Okay, now we're on the floor.
Good puppy.
Okay, now what I would have done
Banjo.
was redirect before it got to that point. So Banjo was doing a little forward approach, and then we wanted to just like, leave it. Good dog. So.
All right.
Very food motivated, apparently.
Yes, he is very food motivated. Now you notice he doesn't really want anything to do with that cat anymore.
Right. So kind of learned this lesson here as far as just like, oh, that cat is really definitely in charge. So we're going to do some sits. I like to do things on the floor so that, again, we're approaching, watch the food, honey. Here you go. There you go. There. See how nice that is? And so we're in close proximity with the kitty, and something nice and positive is happening. So, and Buddy wants his piece of the pie here.
And Banjo says, I'll just walk away.
I'll just walk away. So this is really, really a nice, respectful dog. This dog is definitely going to do very well in a cat environment. So wouldn't have any issues with that at all.
But you wouldn't just do, because we did this introduction, we know, oh, you know, they're doing really well.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that you just take off the leash and don't do any more training regarding this.
Absolutely.
You still have to work on the leave-its. You still have to correct the dog.
Sure.
And be aware that, you know, if the cat does get backed into a corner, that there could be a different recourse.
And it's a different story, too, when the cat starts running through the house. All of a sudden, for a dog, and even a dog who likes cats, that prey drive kicks in. Dogs can't help chasing things. And so if you're zooming through the house, and your kitty's zooming through the house, and the dog's natural instinct is to chase it. So you guys, you know, as an owner and as a responsible owner, you need to correct that. You need to stop that behavior. Cheryl talked about the fact that she has a cat at home that initiates play.
Correct.
Well, if that, you know, obviously that's a whole different ball game.
Right. He comes up to the dog and kind of pushes on him, and then takes off and runs a few steps and rolls over, and then the dog comes over and sniffs.
There we go.